Alrighty, welcome to the PSBS, that's the Players PlayStation Podcast. I'm your host, Co-T, PS and Boys, and ghost here is...
Andrew double is.
Yes, and we're here this week, because guess what? It is E3 week.
It is finally E3 week.
Yes, finally. That great time of year we look forward to. All the time. And today was day 1 or day 0, whatever.
Day -0, actually.
Day -0, yeah. Like, tomorrow's like the pre-day.
Wait, did they say -0? There's no such thing as a -0.
No, like -1.
I think as your little schedule thing said, day -1.
Yeah, because like tomorrow is like the official like pre-day, and then Tuesday's like a day 1 of E3. Something like that.
Ooh,
it's weird.
We're getting some more interesting news coming out from Bethesda, but we'll talk about that later. I just saw something on Twitter that was very interesting.
I'll see. Since everybody's doing their schedule weird, we're gonna do it weird this year too, because like right now we have to do 2 press conferences for today. One from EA and one from Bethesda, and we're gonna talk about those 2 today. I'm not sure how we're gonna do tomorrow yet, because tomorrow is Ubisoft and PlayStation, and obviously since we're a PlayStation centric podcast, we would like to devote a whole episode to the PlayStation one. I doubt the Ubisoft one will be big enough to do by itself. So I don't know. It's gonna be weird tomorrow. We'll probably just have to combine them. We'll have to talk about both Ubisoft and PlayStation tomorrow in tomorrow's episode.
Yeah,
be a little weird, but that's just how we're gonna have to do it. Because, like I said, unless that Ubisoft one is just amazing,
blows Bethesda out of the water. Well, not blowing EA out of the water will be easy, but blowing Bethesda out of the water.
Yeah, like that Ubisoft conference needs to be freaking amazing. If we just sit there and go, you know what? No, that needs its own episode.
I mean, Aisha, you better bring the goods.
Yeah. So, I don't think that's gonna happen. So, like I said, it's gonna be weird. We're gonna cover Ubisoft and Sony tomorrow, and that'll probably be our official episode 64 because we're still not there yet. We've done two episodes now with the Uncharted one last week. And now we're going to do this EA Bethesda episode, and then Ubisoft one will be probably episode 64 then, because it'll be PlayStation centric, mostly PlayStation centric. We're still going to talk Ubisoft, but But anyway, talking about the events that were today. This morning, EA kicked off E3 goodness and news and all that with their little conference.
The EA Play,
as they like to call it, because they're not technically part of E3. It is a separate
event. It's a little separate off the cuff, but a lot of people are. I mean, it is considered a conference showing that they did have, and they try to do a dual Inception conference where they had Peter Moore on the other line,
bouncing between
bouncing between
London and California.
Yeah.
That was kind of neat, but
that's a novel idea. I mean, I'm not sure we have seen that done before, but good connection. At least. But
is it a better idea than when Sony did theirs all in home?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Remember that? Like the whole thing was done through home. Like every time the people were on screen, they would just talk through their home avatars.
Yeah. Remember home, like when they had E3 and they just you go to the virtual theater and watch it with everyone else in there.
Mm-hmm.
Home on PS4. If only that was a thing.
It's not happening. Out of all the remasters on PS4, we're not getting a home remaster. But anyway, going back to EA. So EA hit this morning. Right away, right out the gate, they showed us. What was the first thing they showed us? Titanfall 2.
That was the first thing?
I think that was the first thing. It's the first thing I've written down.
Well, yeah, it was, because that was the first thing. I mean, and then first major thing, you had the guy up there talking some crazy statistics about how many people play games.
Yeah, now, a lot of people play games. Oh.
I'm not sure if it's like a chunk of the world's population, but I mean, you really can't call yourself a full-on gamer if you just have like one of EA's many mobile games on your phone. I'm sorry, but so I was a little taken aback by that from the start. I was like, okay.
Well, I mean, games are games, but I mean, it's just it's one of those things where like since we play a lot, we own consoles, we buy console games, we spend lots of money on these games, so we consider ourselves hardcore gamers. But like these people that play mobily on things, they probably don't consider themselves gamers. Like if you ask them, like, hey, do you consider yourself a gamer? And they'll probably say no. Like they just play.
Yeah, I know. I love the one of this kid that I would talk to like in community college. He like play games on his phone. He's all like, "Oh, I don't play any of those kind of games," and then he would sit there playing games on his iPhone.
Yeah.
But not to go down that rabbit hole of debate. But I just found that a little strange and with nothing really backing behind it. So that was a little offsetting from the start. And then we had Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2.
With its really awesome multiplayer trailer, which looked really neat.
Multiplayer, all the cool grapple hook attacks. And
the grapple
stuff.
hooks. Hey, man, it's the year of the grappling hook.
Oh, yeah. We moved on from jetpacks to grapple hooks.
Yes.
I mean, jetpacks are still there, but you know what I mean.
Still there. You can jump really high. You can do.
But like that's that big click item this year is grapple hooks. You know, last year it was all about jetpacks. We still have jetpacks, but now this year it's all about grapple hooks.
Mm-hmm. And that looked really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had which is probably more important to me because I'll be consuming that as the single player portion of the game, which looked really, interesting. Definitely with the whole dynamic of the robots and the humans and everything. That seemed really interesting. That kind of dynamic.
Yeah, because that was the thing about Titanfall 1. It was weird. Like
campaign.
There was no campaign, just multiplayer only. And now Titanfall 2 has the campaign, and then now we're seeing more of the robots. Now, I haven't played Titanfall 1, so I don't know how deep they get into the lore in that game since it's multiplayer only, but like, did the robots really have an AI, like a personality to them in the first game?
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
I don't remember that.
Titanfall. I mean, the robots themselves don't even talk.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't remember that component being in there. And like, this is cool to see that in Titanfall 2, where it's like, oh, the robot can talk. He has this AI. He has this ties to his pilot. Mm-hmm. I think that's really cool. And then we see that dynamic, as you're going through this now campaign with you and your robot, your mech suit or whatever. So it's really interesting. I'm really excited because Titanfall was a game I actually always wanted to check out. I was interested. I love the premise of it, mech suits and the sci-fi and all that. But obviously it was only on Xbox One, and then it was multiplayer only. And now it's coming to PS4 this time at launch with the campaign and all that. It's one of those things where, like, since this is the first game to really like dive into the story, I think they probably shouldn't have even called this Titanfall 2. Just call it Titanfall something.
Yeah, maybe perhaps, but I mean, this is the second entry in the series, and you do want the 2 in there. I mean, it's for marketing reasons too,
I guess. But it's one of those things where, like, it has to do with another game we're going to talk about later. Like Prey, they dropped the 2 out of it, because that's a different scenario, but. It's a situation where, like, for Titanfall 2, they could have just dropped the 2 and just said, call Titanfall something, because this feels like the real, like, starting point, because the first one was just kind of, like, more, like, the premise of the idea kind of getting off the ground. But now we're really diving into the story in this thing, and I don't know.
It perhaps could have maybe had a subtitle. I mean, you couldn't call it Titanfall again. It's like Titanfall.
Yeah, Titanfall. The real one now.
The real one.
That was a demo you got last time. Basically.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, due to the lasting power of that game.
Yeah.
Now all that looks great. Everything aside, it all looks great. But I am a little concerned about just how you had Battlefield 1, which is also another first-person shooter that's going to come out just about like very closely
1 week before. So yeah, that's what we're getting at too. So yeah, the release date for Titanfall 2 is October 28th, and the release date for Battlefield 1 is October 21st.
Jeez.
1 week apart, both from EA, both first-person shooters, both going to be heavy multiplayer. Now, so the genre is there, but actually what they both depict is completely different.
Yeah, but I'm a little baffled by what EA's kind of whole numbers or research jargon is behind if it's really gonna matter too much about it, because I mean, just as someone like me that. I mean, I'm not into everything, but I mean, I'm definitely interested in Titanfall 2. And now, actually, I'm really sold on Battlefield 1 after seeing that new trailer. And I'm just a little weary if, like, EA is still, like, on that mindset of, like, oh, well, they're not going to be into both. I mean, maybe, yes, it will be that case. Like, maybe someone's only into Battlefield 1, but not into Titanfall 2. But I still feel like, they're both FPSs. They both rely on multiplayer a lot, and there's only so much time you can give to each multiplayer game nowadays. And it's just, I'm a little concerned about what EA's tactic is in releasing these so close.
Yeah.
Even despite that they're very different theme-wise.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is something that
know what EA's thinking.
Yeah, this is something that EA did acknowledge prior. Like this was like, I mean, before when there was no release date, they just said like they would be releasing in the same quarter. They said they weren't worried about it because that's what they said. That's what they said. Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1 are like two totally different like I mean, yeah, they're saying genre, but like the two different like settings and what they are. You know,
themes, yeah.
Where themes. Where Battlefield 1 is a historic shooter, and now Titanfall 2 is a very sci-fi futuristic shooter. But I mean, I had the two. Like, if I was gonna get one, I'll probably get both. But the thing is, like, I'm probably gonna get Titanfall 2, and like my brother will get Battlefield 1. So that's probably what that's gonna be. So it's like I'll have Battlefield 1, but like it's gonna be mostly my brother getting in and playing it. You know?
Yeah.
But I'll be getting Titanfall 2, and I'll be playing that a lot when that comes out. Because like I said, I was so interested in the premise. I'm glad that Titanfall 2 is finally coming to PS4 and getting the story and all that too. I just really want to mess with that mech combat, doing the mech stuff. It's really cool. So yeah, I mean, that's just, I don't know. It is weird. It is really weird for EA to do that. You know, maybe space it out just a little more than 1 week, but
because it was really weird. Well, we're going to talk about just entirely how this conference was, because just in summary, this conference was just not very good. And it was just the whole presentation of it, because even though we're kind of going in summary, even though we're going things little by little, but it's just that EA, it has the goods already. Like, everything looks good. The annualized stuff it's fine. It's just is what it is. You know, we're not into that. We can't really say, oh, who cares about that, because there are millions of people who play that. But I mean, I'm not sure if those millions of people like watch this conference that plays those games anyways. So that's so that's a little weird.
Yeah, that's just the problem with EA, because like they have these like
portfolio,
these big annualized franchises, you know, like Madden and FIFA. Those are big, and they have to acknowledge them every year. They have to acknowledge Madden and FIFA. They have to do a whole thing on it every year, because those are really big for them. They sell millions and millions of copies of those games every year. And they got to acknowledge them.
That come with them is very big too.
And I mean, really, like Madden, they didn't focus on too much. They kind of
just they didn't say anything new.
They kind of just said, "Oh, here's Madden, and we're gonna do a lot more competitive play. Like we're gonna like encourage more of that, like you know, like esports or whatever." And then
they had the whole deal with it. Yeah,
the montage of like, this guy is the best Madden player ever, and watch ESPN next week and see the finals of this Madden tournament. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. And then they shift focus, and they focus so much on FIFA 17 because at least with FIFA 17, the big thing is, it has a story mode. It has this like big cinematic story mode where you play as
running on Frostbite.
Yeah, running on Frostbite, man. You play as Alex Hunter. You will never forget the name.
You'll never forget the name, Alex Hunter, man. I wanted to give a monologue to everything for EA for E3, please. That
actor is going to come back every year as a different character. And then just do a monologue of the game for the game.
I mean, if EA comes next year, which we'll debate in a second because someone has a question about that. But if he should just host the whole thing.
No, he's an actor. I don't know if he can like stay in character the whole time and still keep it engaging. Because that's what people said like a couple years back for Sony. They said, "Oh, can Kevin Butler just do the whole thing?" You know, in character.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, nah. And then he did. He showed up. He did one segment, but he didn't do the whole conference in character.
Yeah, with the PlayStation Move thing, right?
Yeah.
And then the gamer monologue thing.
Yeah. But like, it wasn't like the whole conference. It was just that one part, because I just don't know if like you can stay in that character the whole thing and still keep it engaging, you know?
Yeah, we'd be like 20 minutes. I mean, it'd be great, but then we'll be like 25 minutes into it, and we'll be like
annoyed, and you're just like,
we'll be like,
it's kind of like it's like the what is it? It just reminds me of like the was Ninja Turtles coming out of their shell, when like the whole documentary they're all like committed to the idea that these turtles are real the whole time.
Yes, like very serious.
They're so serious about it. Like all the managers and the behind the scene people are like really dedicated to the act that these turtles are real. And it just gets annoying after a while. Like
like the management people were like saying like, oh, they're better than like Glenn Zeppelin or like the Ramones or like all these bands. I'm like, what a schmuck.
Yeah, like it's funny at first, but then when it goes on for the whole thing, and you're just like, what? Just stop it. Just stop. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. But yeah. But I mean, it is neat though. I think that FIFA's getting a story mode.
Yeah, it's just,
I mean,
cool.
We've
something
seen
more
something different. I mean, it's different, but we've seen it before. I mean, NBA did it last year. Did a whole story
Spike
mode. Spike Lee, yeah, did that. Fight Night did that. The last one they did.
Yes, they
did a whole story mode where you, and then it was like rated M too. It was like a rated M the game because of the story was dark and stuff. Because you're like in jail, coming out of jail, trying to come back and be a boxing champion.
Yeah.
What was another sports game that has a story? That's just two I can think of off the top of my head. So I mean, yeah, it's not that it hasn't been done before. It's just not done very often. You know,
no, especially with at least soccer games, no, or football games.
Football, yes, football.
Very strange contrast when Peter Moore was talking about football, American football, to the UK audience, while yeah, I mean, it wasn't a little weird how like Peter Moore was talking like Madden to the UK audience, because that was a little strange.
A little strange.
Didn't really understand that, because like the crowd was like really enthusiastic about some things more than others, and like you could tell when they were more excited.
Yeah, that EA crowd was kind of asleep.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, well, it was the beginning of the day.
It was the beginning of the day, but like the whole crowd was just kind of like, yeah, and then like every time they show like a shot of the crowd, like half of them were just on their phone. And I know half of them are journalists, like tweeting the stuff out, but like they still didn't look excited as they were tweeting, like,
yeah, it's just. And
then like, then we cut to the London one. They were a little more excited because I guess it wasn't the morning for them.
They're well into it. They probably had a couple of drinks. Yeah. Woo!
And how unenthusiastic were they had actors that still couldn't even act enthusiastic.
No, they couldn't have actors enthusiastic.
Jamie Foxx and Zac Efron did not look like they wanted to be there.
Jamie Foxx and Zac Efron. How random, right?
They did not look like they wanted to be there. They were like, "Oh, you guys excited to play Battlefield 1?" They're like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, I got a feel for Zac, man. I mean, I just hope maybe his next movie just doesn't flop. I'm sorry.
I don't think Neighbors 2 flopped.
No, it didn't flop. But I mean, it only made like half of the first one.
Yeah, but the budget's low in those movies anyway.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they make it back anyways. But or whatever his next movie is, the wedding one or whatever.
Oh yeah.
They have to find wedding dates.
Yeah.
But Jamie Foxx, that's also really random. But yeah, they had more celebrities too. They had Snoop Dogg playing.
Terry Crews.
So a couple of models.
Well, were they more enthusiastic? Like they should have put them front and center if they were more enthusiastic than those two. Those two just did not care.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they did at all. It seemed like they didn't want to be there.
Like, dude, you're getting paid to just sit here and play a video game. Just be happy.
Yeah, at least. But I mean, would Zach play Battlefield 1 in his spare time? Probably not. But I don't know.
He'll be product placement in his next movie. Just be in the background.
Yeah, I mean, maybe somebody will be playing Battlefield 1 in one of his movies or something. Like, hey, remember that game where you had to stand there at E3 for like a short amount of time? I mean, come on, man. It's probably like you're just close to your house anyways. You're in Los Angeles.
Yeah. What? Anyway.
Celebrity cameos aside.
Yeah, trying to get back to the news itself. Yeah, talking about Titanfall 2. That's exciting. Yeah, we talked about FIFA story. Yeah, let's talk about this. So this is going to be a little awkward, but we got to talk about it.
Awkward? More awkward than Zac Efron and Jamie Foxx?
Well, they brought Mass Effect Andromeda.
And yes, Mass Effect. Yeah,
we're
going to talk about Mass Effect.
Yeah, we got to talk about Mass Effect. So, going into E3, I was really excited for Mass Effect Andromeda because I thought we were going to get a big showcase of that game.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Like a lot of people thought we were going to get like a big showcase for Mass Effect Andromeda. No, we didn't. We basically got a little behind the scenes video, not even a trailer, just behind the scenes.
We didn't even get a half-ass thing. We got like a quarter of an ass. Oh,
and it was just behind the scenes saying, "Hey, we're working on Mass Effect." They did show some little bits of gameplay and some like in-game stuff.
Yeah. We saw like, well, it's all work in progress, but like, we saw like something running in the game.
Yeah, in game, and it looked really good graphically. Like that Frostbite.
Yeah, running really Frostbite. Oh, you always got to get the Frostbite.
Looking really great. But that was basically it. And saying, hey, we'll have the big reveal in the fall for it, basically.
Yeah.
which is not good for
So
this game's release
that
date.
is not good whatsoever.
Not
I mean,
good, because
maybe reading tea leaves in that a little bit. And it was funny because I was texting a friend of mine. He's like, "Oh my god, Mass Effect Andromeda and everything is coming out next year." I'm like,
I still think it's coming out in 2017. I just don't
But
think it'll be
late.
begin. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be early 2017.
No, it's late 2017.
Because
Like, what was the time that Dragon Age Inquisition came out? Was that late?
That was late. That was like
2014?
2014, 13.
That was yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, it could be around the release date, but as you were saying,
Yeah, because that was the thing. Like originally they kind of said what they wanted Mass Effect for 2016, even though we knew that wasn't going to happen.
Mhm.
No one really believed that.
Because due to the fact that the game just went silent, BioWare was silent, EA was silent.
And then about a month or so ago, they confirmed that yes, this game will be coming out early 2017, or like first quarter 2017. They might have said.
Right.
But after today, I'm like, there's no way. If this game was really coming out early 2017, like let's say March 2017.
Didn't even have a trailer.
Yeah, they would have had a trailer.
Like
they would have had at least a trailer if this was coming out March 2017. Because that was what happened with Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 came out March, whatever year that game. What year Mass Effect 3 came out?
2012. 2012?
Yeah, 2012, 20 whatever. But it came out that March. So like that E3, they had the trailer for Mass Effect 3, and it said coming March, whatever that following year. We didn't get that for Andromeda, so no.
Yeah, absolutely not.
This game has still got a lot to develop. If we're not getting a big reveal till the fall, they're not gonna like do a full unveiling of this in like October and then still say it's coming out in March. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Here's my issues with this. It's nothing against BioWare because I think they could take all the time that they need for this game because BioWare is one of our favorite developers and one of the top tier developers in gaming. One of the top tier developers.
Yes, BioWare.
That I consider in gaming. So I blame full front EA for so prematurely announcing this game so soon. And it really actually makes me upset that they really announced this game so early. When was Mass Effect Andromeda's whereabouts? Not 2 years ago, was it? Was it 2 years or just last year? Right when we knew it was Andromeda.
We knew about it before. Last year was in the first.
Yeah.
Last year was the first year they confirmed that as Mass Effect Andromeda. But we've been hearing about Mass Effect, this fourth Mass Effect game for pretty much after Mass Effect 3 came out.
Yeah, that's right. We've known of Ram ever since the ending of Mass Effect 3 and all of that after that DLC was done and whatnot, the Citadel DLC. We rested on it for a while, and then we, Dragon Age Inquisition was announced and everything, and then we always kept thinking, like, oh, where's that Mass Effect, that next Mass Effect, Mass Effect 4, Mass Effect, whatever.
Yeah, it was always confirmed that, yes, there is another Mass Effect game in development for next-gen consoles. That was always the thing for it.
But...
And then it wasn't until last year that we kind of got the real, kind of announcement of, yes, Mass Effect
announcement for it. That it exists, and it's happening.
And 1 year later, we're not getting that much more about it.
No, we're not.
So, yeah, there's no way.
Way too early.
Yeah, it was a little too early.
So early.
There's no way this is coming early 2017. This is, at the earliest we're probably getting this is maybe summer 2017.
Mm-hmm. Well, I actually see the game in fall time.
Yeah,
it would be a good summer. It would be a good summer game. Actually, I'll hand it to you. It would be a great summer game. But I see it as more of a fall game, like how Dragon Age Inquisition turned out. Around that area, something because it seems to do really well for BioWare that time frame actually because how well Dragon Age Inquisition sold in that time frame. Mm-hmm. And, we're going to have so many more next-gen consoles out there in the wild still. I mean, the PS4 and Xbox One are selling so well. And, of course, the game will be on PC. So, by then I'll have, a really big install base because this game isn't coming to PlayStation or Xbox 360. So, now, actually talking about, what was revealed there itself, I mean, it looked really good. We've already talked about, running on the Frostbite engine. Talking about how it's the most open BioWare game, supposedly, which is really exciting, right? I mean, because Dragon Age Inquisition was quite vast and pretty explore a lot. I mean, that's going to be more probably bigger and more expansive than Inquisition. Then dang, that's going to be really good. It seems like vehicles are back. The land vehicles that you can use in Mass Effect are back.
What was it called? The Marco? Echo? Marco?
The Mako.
Mako.
Which will
Customize
look
it.
really...
You can probably customize it, do all the little colors and wheels and whatever you want on it, probably.
Yeah, and I mean, granted, even though that was so brief, it did give me that like feeling of how it hopefully can differentiate itself from the base trilogy. Because I don't want.
Well,
I mean,
it was heavily featured in the first game, but you kind of didn't really do it for exploring too much.
No,
I don't know, it was weird.
So I'm just excited to see how much it's going to be different from the base trilogy, because as good as the trilogy was, I of course, want something different. I of course want Mass Effect, the staple Mass Effect things in it. But I can't wait to see like how different it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be under new direction, by a new director, a different director, and sort of a different team.
Well, that's the thing. Like BioWare really does well at like making their games feel different. Because I mean, you look at like Dragon Age, like all three of those games are totally different from each other.
Well, you had all three Mass Effect games were quite different from each other.
Well, 1 and 2 were really different.
Yeah, 1 and 2 were really different.
2 and 3 weren't that different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, yes, there are differences between 2 and 3, but like it wasn't a huge leap. No. Like Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2, or even Dragon Age, where you went from Origins to 2 to Inquisition. Those are 3 like completely different games.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all 3 RPGs, but they're like all 3 different kinds of RPGs, basically. Like, kind of like the way you play is different.
That's right. So all that's great. Running on Frostbite, BioWare's going to do fantastic. Just keep on letting them work as long as they need. That's fine. It's just I'm a little frustrated at EA's just showing of this, and the amount of time that they've dedicated to this conference is about the same excitement that I have for this game, and I am excited for Mass Effect to make a return. It's just, I mean, right now I'm a little taper. My excitement is a little bit more reserved because it's far. I mean, yes, it's next year, but I mean, just kind of how things usually go. It's probably going to be late next year, so I'm kind of hypering up. I'm excited for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just it's a little bit more reserved. I'm not like, oh my god, I need this right now, because there's going to be other things to play and whatnot. But BioWare will do fantastic. I'm excited for the full reveal of it. At least a full CG trailer. I want. Please give me that, because BioWare makes those really good CG trailers.
Yeah,
I like my BioWare CG trailers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this whole E3 conference was a little weird. Like, I mean, it was good that they were emphasizing like the stuff that's going to be available this year.
Yeah.
Like FIFA, you're going to be able to play this year. Obviously, Madden, you're going to play this year. Battlefield 1, you're going to play this year. Titanfall 2, you're going to play this year. But like everything else was just like, this is like really far off. Like you may not be playing this next year either.
Yeah. And I probably should have addressed this question over here from this user, Brotherhood 93. Yeah, he asked, when is Mass Effect coming out again? Well, it's supposed to be early 2016, but we guess otherwise. Yeah, we guess. Whoops. Yeah, early 2017. But yeah, my bad.
That's not happening.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. So sorry, Brotherhood, to maybe hopefully not crush your dreams, but I mean, just know that BioWare is taking their time. Taking their time. We're eerie. I mean, not to get too ahead of ourselves about multiplayer, but I mean, we don't know if there'll be any, but we'll have to see.
But yeah. But speaking of things taking their time, EA also showed a little thing on Star Wars.
Yes. This lady comes. I'm sorry, I don't know her name or even remember, because I don't want to remember, because she basically gave us no new information that we didn't already know. Basically, information that we recapped on this show already about Respawn and Amy Hennig's game, Visceral's game, and
you did see like 2 seconds of the Visceral game though.
Which looked fantastic.
Yeah, those 2 seconds of that guy walking through that doorway. Oh my god!
I mean, jokes aside, that did look fantastic. And then we saw Stig, the director of God of War 3, saw 2 guys fighting with the lightsabers.
Yeah, that's Respawn. Suits. Yeah, Respawn's working something pretty big.
They're doing God's work, and it's really interesting because we saw Respawn's first single player campaign trailer, so we got to kind of get a small idea of what maybe. Well, they're both two totally different sci-fi franchises, but I'm excited to play that Titanfall 2 campaign and to kind of see how Respawn will kind of do their single player campaigns, because that's what this Star Wars game is going to be. It's going to be a third person single player game.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see that. And it's directed by Stig. He directed God of War 3.
Yeah.
God of War 3 is a great game.
Yeah, very action heavy.
Love God of War. Very action heavy God of War game.
God, you imagine it's like a God of War game, but like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Doing like force.
I mean, you saw all
like
that combat? You saw all that combat? So imagine that with a bunch of quick time events.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got faith in the Stig. I mean, it's interesting how they have two directors from two prominent Sony franchises working on these games.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Jokes aside, that's awesome.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, man, like God, I mean that the Respawn game must be like really far off, because like the visual game, they said we're not supposed to expect that till like 2018, and like
yeah, God.
and then like because like so we're not
game is farther.
Yeah, so it's like, and it's weird because like we're not. It's weird because like EA, I talked about this already, but like since EA got the Star Wars license, you'd think they would want to really keep it going, but like there is no Star Wars game this year.
Nope, it's all Battlefront support.
It's all Battlefront and Titanfall.
Well, wait, we can't dismiss the Star Wars like mobile game thing.
Yeah,
Star Wars Legends.
And then there's the Battlefront DLC this year.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's weird. Like I said this before, and I thought that was going to go into effect starting last year, because as I said, I thought EA would annualize Star Wars, not one particular series, but like just every year there'd be a AAA Star Wars game, from EA. Which is their plan. It just doesn't go into effect till next year. I thought they would have started it last year with Battlefront, but Battlefront was their first game. There's no game this year. Next year's Battlefront 2, then it'll be the visual game, and then presumably the Respawn game. Which
they announced the developer for Battlefront 2.
Yes, it's developed by, it'll be developed by DICE, but also in, what's the word I'm looking for? In development, EA. Co-developed with EA. What's their name? With them,
Montreal.
Not Montreal. That's Ubisoft.
No, that's Ubisoft. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling. See, rest in peace, me.
You brought it up. I thought you knew.
Some team of EA. Some team at EA.
Some team at EA. Oh boy.
Some team at EA. So. I mean, this kind of collaboration thing is usually with having a single player, right?
Yes, they confirmed that there will be a single player for Battlefront 2.
So, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
As for Battlefront, I mean, I'm not gonna delve into any of this post game support. I mean, I don't have Battlefront. I don't really play it, so just I mean, yeah.
I mean, what they talk about like DLCs coming out this year. There's a Death Star DLC. There's the Lando Calrissian DLC where he's one of the heroes. And then they said the VR mission is coming in development.
That's right.
Criterion's actually working on it.
Interesting.
They're doing the VR mission DLC thing or whatnot for Battlefront. So there's that.
Yeah, so they're kind of expanding that. So, I mean, just in summary, man, I mean, they're just really taking their time with Star Wars. I'm sure it's not only under Lucasfilms and Disney's direction that they do take their time with these games, but also EA's, which is good. So then it's of quality, considering that both of these games are single-player games, which is good.
Yeah, that's something we need to take away from this whole conference. It's not so much that we think they should rush these games. We just think they should take longer to announce them.
Because when in turn to do a conference like this, it's just incredibly just not good. It doesn't bode well conference-wise. I mean, you just have this woman coming up here just talking, not giving any relatively new information whatsoever about anything Star Wars related for EA. So it's just and then just seeing how far away these games are, it's just so discouraging too. Because then we're gonna just have to be talking about these games for such a long time. And we're just finding that particular model because of, in contrast of how Bethesda has been doing things now, just very dated and just very it's a very call to investors thing and all that. I'm just very tired of it. And just this conference here was a direct result of just all the things that they had announced so prematurely, and how here it is because they had nothing ready, literally nothing. Because we saw Mass Effect. They had what they had to show right there. And then we had Star Wars, which didn't have anything. And like you said earlier, it was great seeing the things that will come this year, the annualized franchises, and then Titanfall 2, and then we'll talk about Battlefield 1 in a second. But these two particular things, because EA's portfolio is so scattered. It's not... Because we have the annualized, it's so weird. Just all of EA's portfolio. But one thing that we actually do need to talk about is EA Originals, which comes... Well, do you want to say anything about EA Originals?
Yeah, just in case if maybe you didn't even watch the conference or you just want to hear us say it.
I watched.
No, I know you watched it. I mean, in general, for people listening.
Yeah, for EA Originals, if anything of note about EA Originals...
It's EA Originals is their new initiative program where they're basically helping out up and coming indie developers kind of develop these unique new kind of smaller type games.
Right. How Unraveled.
Like Unraveled, even though Unraveled was Unraveled was what inspired them to start this.
Right.
So maybe Unraveled 2 will probably be underneath the EA Originals label once it gets made. Because they didn't talk about Unravel 2. It's weird. They talked about Unravel, but they didn't actually say anything about Unravel 2, which was confirmed mostly.
Well, I would say, if EA wants to learn some lessons, I mean, even though they did announce on Unravel 2, but I mean, I'm sure it's not really even ready.
Yeah.
So,
but still, just be Unravel was a huge hit, and we are working on a sequel, and it'll be under our new label, EA Originals, and here's our new EA Original game.
That would have been a sensible thing.
Something like that. And which that new EA Original game is Faye, right?
Faye.
What's Fe on the periodic table? Isn't that iron? I think it is.
Don't even ask me.
I'm pretty sure Fe is something on the periodic table, and I think it's iron. I'm not 100%, but I think it's iron. And if I'm right, I'm going to call this game Iron from now on. But
which that game looked cool. I'll give it its credit. It did look neat.
It's something different. That's always something when you see at least. It's a new IP. It's always neat to see that, especially at E3, and on the EA
color
stage.
Palette was cool, at least. I mean, that's
unique color palette. It's neat, but I mean, let's be honest, you're not gonna play it.
Oh yeah. Let's be honest. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna play it. Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of AAA games we talk about in here that you're just I'm never going to play that. And then here's this, and I know you're never going to play this game.
Yeah, I mean, once we talk about Bethesda, there's probably a lot that I'm not going to play. But, Fee, I'm probably not going to play it. But we have a question about EA Originals from Peanut423. And this Peanut is spelled with two A's. Peanut. Did the newly announced EA Originals come up as organic or a desperate attempt in altering people's perception of EA?
I don't know. I thought it was fine. I don't think it was necessarily trying to saying oh, look at us, we're doing something different.
Indies.
But I mean, I do think it was them kind of trying to be this is E3. We got to talk about the annualized stuff. We got to talk about the big franchises like Mass Effect and Star Wars. But we need to kind of show hey, but we are working on smaller things, not necessarily to change people's minds about them, but just to show kind of we do care about this and give it a spotlight at E3.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is really nice. I mean, for that,
good, yeah.
I was a little mixed on that because that actually got me thinking because they had the Unravel thing, and then we have this year EA Original, so it's we got to have the stable indie title and everything. But
it's weird. They didn't do PlayStation. When PlayStation announced some indie thing, they have a whole freaking sizzle reel of 5 games.
Yeah, so that's a little bit more deliberate, but we have to consider. And I remember watching a video with Sony's John Drake, who used to be the community manager at Harmonix, and now he oversees the portfolio for all the PlayStation games, even for Vita. He oversees how they come out and how they're advertised, like all of them, third parties, first party, you name it. So he talks about like how Sony manages portfolio and how they're shown at PSX, E3, yada yada yada. So yeah, that kind of deal that you're talking about. Sony's like very deliberate with that, but Sony earned to get to that place of displaying all these games. You know how they have the Devolver Digital sizzle reel. Adult Swim. So I don't remember. Was it Adult Swim one?
It was one of their developers. Like it says, we have these developers here, and then show the logo, and then they'll show one or two of their games, something like that.
Yeah. Isn't the Adult Swim thing supposed to start this summer? I don't remember.
I think so. I don't know if there's any Adult Swim games on PlayStation yet. I'm not 100%.
Give me a Samurai Jack game.
Well, they mean like they don't mean like games based on Adult Swim shows. It's just Adult Swim like develops these like really unique games. Like what was that? What was that big one? Duck Fight? Duck?
Yeah,
just duck where these ducks just battle each other in the thing.
Oh, they're even more unique than Devolver Digital.
Yeah, and other weird stuff like that. It's not necessarily based on any of their IPs.
That'd be awesome if some of them were. But kind of to go back to EA for a second. I was a little mixed on that at first. I was like, it's just the indie thing again. But the initiative for originals does sound innocent and good for developers, especially since yes, in reality, game making is very hard, and EA supplying the funding and whatnot for all that, and then the publishing is very nice. So we can expect more of these games to come out, which will be really neat. We'll see if I play some of them, but I think it's good. And then I look at EA Access again, and I'm just like, dang it, it's on PlayStation. Mm-hmm. I get upset about EA Access not being on PlayStation, but
that's Sony passed on that.
Yeah, they sure did. I will not forget that. I would have loved.
Of course, you don't subscribe to PlayStation Now either, so I don't know why you're just going to EA Access.
Well, because I didn't get either or the other. I mean, I would have totally have been a subscriber to EA Access. Yes, I definitely would have.
Well, at least with EA Access, you can download the games.
Yes, and it's not streaming, but does Sony just totally nope, we're not going to take it. We want you to fully buy all these games, which is fine, I guess, but
or subscribe to PlayStation Now.
Or subscribe to PlayStation Now, which only supplies PS3 games. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's a good initiative. EA Originals. I mean, it was actually probably one of the highlights of this conference, and I'm talking about it.
Yeah, I just wish they would have did more than one game. I mean, while Fate looks good, I just think maybe should show something else too with it. It just feels weird that it's like
actually it right now. Right now, I mean, they would have said like other teams or something.
Yeah, because like it just feels weird that it's like, oh, we got this whole new EA original initiative, and they just show one game.
Well, like you said earlier, I mean, it's also Unravel 2 is probably under that.
Yeah, Unravel 2 probably, but still, like they could at least said it or something just to kind of show
more
support behind this new label.
Then again, so many things in this conference could have been said differently. So you could have rewritten parts of it.
Yeah. Usually I don't speed us up, but I'm going to speed us up because we got to get to the Bethesda too.
I mean, well, things about Bethesda, because there's things on it, but nothing that relatively to get too in depth about. So
yeah,
EA's is probably one because we're more in it than some of these Bethesda things.
I know, but you can't see that. I don't know if you're timing yourself, but we're 43 minutes in. I just want to get us a little moving.
Oh, you better hurry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can go. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to stop at the 1 hour mark. We're probably going to go over the 1 hour mark like we usually do. It's just I don't want to spend a whole hour on EA and just be like, oh, Bethesda. Because I do want to get into the Bethesda stuff. It's just okay. Let's just real quick because we didn't talk too much about it. But Battlefield 1, how you feel about that new trailer and all that?
Oh yeah, this one really sold me on Battlefield 1 because don't attack me here, but beforehand, I mean, I wasn't too into Battlefield because it didn't have gameplay. I wanted to see the gameplay, and with DICE's track record recently of not really releasing the greatest games, I was a little skeptical. But now after seeing this gameplay trailer here, that single player looks crazy, just whole balls to the wall action, just craziness. The sound design looks and those graphics, dude.
Yeah.
What? Is that even real?
Probably not, but
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a video game, but no, actually, not even joking around. I mean, look how good like Battlefront. Look, take everything aside from Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront. That game looked fantastic.
Yeah,
Sound
that
design,
Frostbite engine.
graphics, but do you see like how good that looked?
Yeah,
It's like in game, like with the mud and like driving through it, like that got me pretty excited.
Yeah, man. They said real weather effects. Weather actually affects you, how you play. They're gonna have fully destructive environments, like things break when you shoot it. Stuff blows up. Stuff crashes. We saw a Zeppelin crash. We saw
which they call behemoths. They call it the behemoths.
Behemoths.
They have the aerial vehicles. It all just looks so good, and like, and then I watched the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare trailer again. I'm just like, okay, but like that Battlefield one was like all action.
You're watching that Call of Duty trailer and you just fast forward to the Modern Warfare remaster part.
Yeah. No, this just looks. It looks. Despite going back to the past, it looks like advanced. It like advances the series forward in a way. You know, it's a weird contrast. While I look at Call of Duty and it's just like, know this, I'm a Call of Duty fan.
Yeah.
It's just even though I skipped a COD, but it all happens to the best of us, especially for those who play Call of Duty at this point, because there's like 11 of them. But I just like I went back and watched that COD trailer. I'm just like, okay. But no, man, this Battlefield 1 trailer, and then on top of Zac Efron and all that, sold me. It sold me.
Okay.
I am sold on Battlefield 1 now. Because beforehand, I mean, I was into it, but like I wasn't like completely sold on it. Where I'm like, oh man, even though I won't have my PlayStation around, I'll probably want to play this during my Thanksgiving break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks really cool, but like I said, out of the two, if I had to get one, it'd be Titanfall 2.
Yeah. I'm getting both.
Yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to end up getting both, but I mean, like, I think really if it comes down to the two, I'm probably going to just get Titanfall. Titanfall 2 for sure. Let me put it like that. Let's for sure add that. But it does look cool. Like you said, graphically it looks amazing. And just technically, just all the little things, weather, destruction, all that. Like you said, it does bring the franchise forward technically, while still the story and the thing kind of going back in time to World War I. Really interesting to see. And they did say there's going to be some type of multiplayer beta thing during the summer, so people will check that out.
Oh yeah, the stress tests and
all that. So
and looking at the multiplayer footage, it seemed like it was using like the same UI elements from like Battlefront.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm talking like the clean text kind of look, which I'm a little iffy on for World War One. I'm not really sure, but
this is what we're talking about. Didn't we talk about this last week about how the UI actually matters in games, like the way it looks?
Yeah. I don't know.
Did we talk about that on air or off air? I don't remember.
On air about The Witcher 3.
Yeah, and how that and then Dragon Age 2 used the same UI as Mass Effect 2.
Pause.
Yeah, same pause screen. So, yeah.
But that about wraps it up for EA, I think. Even though I'm very but it's a little difficult to really fully judge it because it wasn't. They stepped it back. This is like its own event. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a very good conference. I'll give it that. It wasn't very good. But the games that they have are in check. They have them, even though some of them are far away. But the products that they have are good. It's just the way it was delivered was not very good whatsoever, and it didn't get me excited really about any of the products. Except, I'll get Titanfall and Battlefield, but I'm not, because these conferences were supposed to get me ecstatic, and it didn't get me ecstatic to play them. But nonetheless, I'm excited, and everything looks good though, no matter what. Yep. It's just EA's demonstration of them just wasn't the greatest. But let's get on to the heart of the matter.
The heart of the matter. The what?
Even though we're 5 minutes in or 50 minutes in, let's get into the heart of the matter.
Bethesda, yeah. We'll talk about this. Oh, damn, there's one thing about the EA one I didn't say.
What was the thing about EA?
Well, it wasn't EA. It was part of the Titanfall 2 discussion I didn't bring up, but it's not.
What was about Titanfall 2?
Well, it was funny because EA actually made a statement after the event saying that Titanfall 1 will not be coming to PS4.
Well, yeah.
Like some people were actually asking for it. I'm like, here's the thing about that real quick. Here's basically what they're going to do. They're probably just going to take the maps from Titanfall 1 and make a map pack out of it and just put that on PS4. And then there you go.
Could happen. But nonetheless, yeah, Titanfall 1 on PS4, it's not very necessary.
Yeah. No, just we were just going really natural right there. I wasn't reading my notes, so I didn't see that until I opened my notes back up. And I was just like, oh,
you knew I was closing up the EA book. You were just like, I got to get this Titanfall tidbit. But I mean, yeah, Titanfall 1 coming to PS4.
Not happening. Probably not back, though. But anyway, Bethesda. Yeah, Bethesda had a great big show that ended just a while ago. It did. Exciting. So I don't know if we're not going to talk about this too much because I don't know what it's for. But they opened the show with Quake Champions. Which
yes, they did. Yeah, it's
for
PC
sure
exclusive.
It is a PC exclusive?
It is a PC exclusive.
They confirmed that is?
Yeah, it is a PC exclusive.
Okay, because I knew for sure it was coming to PC, but they didn't mention anything about consoles. So I was like, is this coming to consoles? I don't know. I mean, it'll probably eventually come to consoles. It's just probably...
Maybe. Yeah, it could be eventually console thing. But,
okay, then we can skip that, because I have nothing to say about Quake.
Well, I mean, it was a cool trailer. Don't get me wrong. You get champions? No. Yeah. Oh God, am I going to MOBA territory? But it's another arena multiplayer based shooter. That's fine. Mm-hmm. It's neat that Quake's coming back. Very odd. It's nice that it's being developed by id. Mm-hmm. So there's some speculating that it was going to be made by Arcane or someone else in Bethesda's portfolio. But it's good that it's id at least. But yeah, nothing really too much to say. It's not going to hit the PlayStation platform anytime soon. So, a neat game for PC, but I'm not going to play it.
but anyway, yeah. But other stuff they showed. I do like the format of their press conference, the way they did it. I mean, they opened with Quake, but then they kind of focused on one of their studios, said, okay, here's what we're working on right now and what's available right now, and then they do a little tease for what's to come. That's good. I thought that worked. Nothing too far out because they did Bethesda GameWorks, and they showed us some Fallout 4 DLC,
right?
Which looks interesting. Another workshop.
Yeah, the workshop, and then basically a fully 3D Fallout shelter.
Yeah, so starting next week, there's going to be this Contraptions DLC, which will add just crazy little things you can build, like elevators and conveyor belts, and just all kind of crazy little things that you can build around your settlement. That'll be available next week. And then in July, we're getting the you can basically build your own vault. And yeah, you can and what they showed in there, you could basically just do like what you do in Fallout Shelter, but do it in Fallout 4. So that's neat.
Yeah, that's really neat.
That's coming in July, and then August is probably going to be what is presumably the next big story pack. It's Nuka World.
That seemed really cool.
The theme park looking thing with Nuka-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
Be really interesting. So that's cool. And then they ended with the whole, yes, the Skyrim remaster is real.
Yeah, it's happening with enhanced God Rays.
God Rays.
You gotta have the God Rays in there, man.
Coming October 28th, same day Titanfall 2 is coming out.
Oh! So it's gonna be a busy day.
Busy day, indeed. October's going to be just a busy month between VR launching and Skyrim and Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1 and other stuff. October's going to be a big month. But anyway, yeah, talking about this stuff. So that Fallout DLC's neat. Looks cool. The Skyrim remastered looks good. Huge graphical overhaul of Skyrim.
Yeah, it was no little. And big thing of note, internally made.
Yes.
So guess what? This is going to push Elder Scrolls 6 even further.
Well, I mean, this Skyrim thing's coming out this year, so it's not I don't think it took that much.
I mean, well, actually, let's not forget, we actually did hear ramblings of Elder Scrolls coming to current gen consoles for a long time. I mean, remember when we heard ramblings about Bethesda messing around with the Xbox One with Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim? As kind of a technical exercise for Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, but I think probably maybe push Elder Scrolls 6 even further.
Well, I mean, as far as like, yeah, now they don't. Well, not so much that it took not so much that it took resources away from them, like time and resources. I think it's more just like, all right, guys, you have Skyrim now, so that will make you good for the next year or two. To stop asking us for Elder Scrolls 6.
Mhm.
I think that's more what you mean, or at least what that's going to lead to, rather than like because like I said, it's coming out this year. It's going to have all the DLC. It's going to have mod support. So it's
Yeah. It
yeah,
seemed like day and date mod support maybe with
yeah,
Xbox and
right away
PlayStation.
you right away you get that mod support. You can just download right there. Looks
That's
great.
cool.
And yeah, I think like I said, I don't think this is actually taking any time resources away from the team. It's not like, oh, we can't start developing Elder Scrolls 6 because we're too busy doing Skyrim. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just okay. Now all the fans have Skyrim. That will keep them busy for next year or two. So now we don't have to answer any like Elder Scrolls 6 questions. Because like, hey, go play Skyrim. You have it now on PS4 with mods
and Fallout DLC.
and your Fallout DLC and all that. Just get them off their back about it. More than anything.
Because Elder Scrolls 6 is like such a talking point. Because let's not forget, I mean, Elder Scrolls 5 came out in late 2011. It's been a while.
But Fallout 4 just came out.
I know, but hang on. I'm being like the consumer advocate here. It was just like, where's my Elder Scrolls 6? And hang on, because I was going to bring this up. You guys got to remember, the people that make Fallout and Skyrim are the same team.
Yeah, and Fallout 4 just came out, and they're still doing, DLC for it.
And people are just like, where's my Elder Scrolls 6?
Like, dude, you have two options right now if you're that bad for Elder Scrolls 6. You have two options. You can go play Elder Scrolls Online, which is still getting support, as we saw tonight, is getting some DLC this week.
And someone was really excited about it.
Yeah, there was one person really excited in that crowd for that.
It's Elder Scrolls Online.
You have Elder Scrolls Online, a lot of support, a lot of players. You're getting that whole unlocking thing this fall where basically player level doesn't matter. You can go play that, or you can play Skyrim. You have two options right there if you want your Elder Scrolls on next-gen consoles.
I mean, it's just crazy, man. These people that's just like, Elder Scrolls 6. I was watching the press conference with my brother. He was like a for sure thing that Elder Scrolls 6 was going to be out, like at least touted at the end of the conference. I'm like, dude, no. Todd Howard was just in the video. He's not going to come out and be like, no, he's...
They know what's up. They're not going to announce Elder Scrolls 6 till like within a year of launch.
Yeah. They're not EA.
Yeah. So...
Coming out 2020.
So, I mean, but it's neat. But, so the DLC, I know obviously I'm getting for Fallout 4 because I have the Season Pass. Because all this is included in the Season Pass. So I'll be getting it.
That's a lot of shit that you get in that Season Pass.
Yeah. It's a good Season Pass.
Maybe it is worth that $60 or $50.
Well, I got it when it was still $30.
I can see why they changed the price of it now.
Mm-hmm. So I'll be definitely getting the DLC and checking it out. But are you getting the Skyrim remaster? Well, wait. Let me correct myself. It's called the official title for it is Skyrim Special Edition, not Skyrim Remaster.
Skyrim Special Edition. Yeah, because guess what? It's going to be Skyrim actually running on a PlayStation console.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I didn't have any problems with Skyrim on PlayStation 3.
I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of people did.
A lot of people did, but I didn't. I played it. Well, granted, I didn't play it very long. I played it for around 20 or so hours, and I didn't have any problems with it. I had to freeze maybe once in those 20 hours.
That's like nothing for a Bethesda game.
I know, but my brother played it for like 100 hours, and he didn't have any trouble with it either.
At least it'll be like a more smoother version that will just, hopefully iron out the kinks of the PS3 version. Mm-hmm. So... what day is that again? So same day as Titanfall 2?
Same day as Titanfall 2.
Oof. I mean, that's not going to be a day one for me, probably. I'm not going to be like, head over here. I mean, I haven't even gotten really to Fallout 4, so... yeah, probably not. I mean, I'd rather play Titanfall 2. But, I mean, I have all the time. Can't say I have all the time in the world. I mean, but, that could be something I can get to one day, and... Mm-hmm. It'll get discounted and whatnot, but it looks good. The graphics on it and everything. So it's good. It's good that's coming for people to hold them over. Those Elder Scrolls 6 elitists that keep coming. But
yep. But yeah, other stuff shown at the Bethesda event. They announced the revival of Prey, which you mentioned a little bit earlier. So this is interesting. So for those who don't know the whole history, so Prey was this game that came out on Xbox 360 way back in the day. Unique game. You play as a Native American. Aliens are invading. Your people get captured, and you like basically fight back and try to escape the alien ship or something like that. I never played it, obviously, because it was only on 360 and PC.
Yeah, I think it was published by 2K back in the day.
Yeah, so it's weird it never reached other like PlayStation, but yeah, it was only on PC and 360, so I never got a chance to play it. I was always
it was probably back then PS3 where it was like, oh, don't want to go there.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, it was always interesting in the premise. I thought the premise was cool, and it was a good, got good reviews. It kind of got like a cult following because it never, it was just kind of there. And then because it took a while for them to, because it took them a while to develop the sequel. Because they always said that, like, oh, we're making Prey 2, and then no one was talking about it for a while. Then Prey 2 did come to light, like showing it, and it was like this completely different game where like you're like a bounty hunter or something in space, and it was going to be like sci-fi heavy, and I don't know if there's any like open world or what to it, like this really big game. And I remember like I forget what Bethesda game I bought. It might have been Skyrim or something. Like it came with a Prey 2 insert.
Oh, that's right.
I have a Prey 2 insert somewhere, and it was just like, yeah, this game was happening, and then it just went quiet, and no one was talking about Prey 2 anymore. No one from Bethesda was talking about it. And then they confirmed that it was canceled. Prey 2 was just canceled. Oh. It wasn't coming together. So there was all these rumors for the past month or so that Prey 2 was in development again from Arcane Studios, the guys who do Dishonored, and it was going to be shown off at E3. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened, except it's not Prey 2. It's just Prey.
Coming back.
And I thought that was kind of weird that it's just called Prey. So it's already like a reboot, essentially, of this game that came out. Shoot, I don't know what
10 years ago.
10 years ago. It's already got a reboot essentially. Could just stick a subtitle in there, but whatever. I like my subtitles.
Yeah, need subtitles.
I like subtitles, but I don't know. But the trailer looked really interesting.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
Really cool.
Like a CG trailer, granted.
Yeah, it was a CG trailer, but it was still cool. Like it was like, oh, is this like an Edge of Tomorrow game? Because like the day kept
Groundhog Day game.
Well, at first, my first thought went to Edge of Tomorrow because it's sci-fi.
Yeah.
Because the day kept repeating over and over, and then all this other like horror stuff came in, and I'm just like, oh, like some Dead Space stuff, sci-fi horror. I love my sci-fi horror. But yeah, it's a really interesting trailer, and like I said, it's CG. So we see glimpses of like what the gameplay will be kind of like because we see the first-person shooting, we see a little bit of the like weird sci-fi powers kind of thing happening. And hints of this greater world. And they said it's like taking place in the future of 2032. I'm like, 2032? That's not that far. That's like 20 years from now. I don't think we're going to be that sci-fi in 20 years.
I hope so.
I mean, I would hope so. Yeah, surprise me, world. But, but I don't know. I just found it weird. Like in 2032, and you're living on this space station thing, and it gets taken over by this whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll see. But, yeah, I'm really interested in it, and they said it's coming out next year. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But they said they do plan to release it next year. So it's really, really interesting. Really want to see more of this game. And they said we'll see more of it at QuakeCon. I'm not sure when QuakeCon is.
Oh, really? So along with Quake...
Yes, along with Quake Champions, which they say we're going to see more of at QuakeCon, we're also going to see
obviously at QuakeCon.
Yeah.
You can't have Quake without Quake.
QuakeCon, but yeah, we're gonna get more of we're gonna get more of Prey. They said at QuakeCon, so yeah,
that's cool. That's kick ass.
That's cool. And then obviously Arcane came back on stage, talked about Dishonored 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's talk about Dishonored 2 a little bit. Yes. Something that I don't know. When I was looking at the chat a little bit, it seemed like people were a little mixed on Dishonored 2 because just the way the whole presentation of it was. What was your thoughts on the presentation of?
Okay, so let me tell you my thing for Dishonored. So I never played Dishonored 1.
I played it a little bit.
I never played it. Because here was the thing about Dishonored. It came out in this weird time when a bunch of other games were coming out. And Dishonored 2 came out. It was getting these good reviews. But then, it was getting good, critical reviews. But, I was asking, friends and stuff who were playing it. Half my friends said they absolutely loved it. Half my friends just said, it's just, just whatever. And I'm like, So I never got around to it. And then I knew you were one of my friends playing it. And you were kind of you liked it, but you weren't, loving it? I don't know. What was your opinion on this?
No, I wasn't like blown away by it, but
Yeah.
I appreciated its Bioshock-esque style, which is
But like,
really cool.
did you ever like finish it? Did you ever play the whole thing, or just play like a little bit of it and that was it?
No, I've only played a little bit. I mean, I would love to go to the definitive edition. Maybe if I get the
Wow.
collector's edition of the second game, I
Well,
get the definitive edition.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say though, because that's what they announced tonight. They said if you pre-order the game, you get the first game for free. But is that only with the collector's edition, or is that just any pre-order?
Oh, no, they didn't make that clear.
They didn't make that clear because I'm about to say if it's any pre-order, shoot, I'm gonna go to GameStop tomorrow, pre-order it, get my free copy of Dishonored, and then go cancel my pre-order.
What makes you so sure you get it right away?
Well, I mean, why would they give it to you when Dishonored 2 comes out? That's like the whole Kingdom Hearts thing we keep talking about.
Well, I mean, what pre-order incentives they have you gotten right away when you pre-ordered something?
They've had that before, like beta stuff.
Yeah, beta
posters.
Stuff,
but like, there's no point in like giving you a free game. Like, oh, get the first game for free, but you don't get it till the second one comes out. That makes no sense because the whole point is to get you caught up on the story. You know. So
yeah, I should have picked up the first game. It was on sale like on PSN a few weeks ago. It was like $8. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Oh well, but I was a little iffy on how they presented Dishonored 2 kind of because we had the year wait after that CG trailer, which was really cool. Arcane's really good at making those CG trailers.
Mm-hmm.
They should make a whole movie. But we should not stop there. Warcraft, but I was a little iffy on how they showed it first, especially like how it kind of like killed the momentum of the whole conference, just kind of how slow it was. And yeah, it's nice seeing like because Dishonored is semi-open. Well, it's open world. I mean, you can go around and whatnot from area to area, but it was a little slow. And then I was like, "Oh, where's the gameplay? Where's the gameplay?" And then they had the gameplay of when you were actually moving around.
Yeah, it was.
Not.
Yeah, you're right. It was a little weird the way they presented it because, like, when they first showed it, they were just showing random, like, little bits from the game, like environment shots and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, and then they come back and show some gameplay, and like, here's the gameplay, and then they come back and show the trailer, and the trailer was basically just those bits of, gameplay and environment shots we saw earlier, but now with music on it.
Yeah, it's so weird
really
because
weird.
This wasn't a live demo, by the way. It was just him talking over the gameplay,
narrating, because he knew what was going to happen. Because I mean, can you imagine if it would have been like, because if this were Sony, he would have said like, "Oh, watch, he's going to grab that barrel and shoot it," and then he would like totally miss the barrel and like nothing would have happened.
Yeah,
that's what would happen at a Sony one, but
probably or let alone freeze.
Yeah.
Well, the controller wasn't inside.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it didn't even say what it was running on. I don't know if any button prompts showed up.
Xbox. That was Xbox.
Oh, sorry. I love my PlayStation. Hence PSBS.
Yeah. But yeah. So I mean, yeah, it was really weird the way they presented it, but I do think that demo was really good.
Yeah, the gameplay demo itself was really... Yeah, don't get me wrong. I just think the way it was presented was a little iffy. Like, the way it flowed and everything wasn't... It didn't sell me or get me too excited. Yeah, the story is pretty interesting. I like that you can change the characters. What was it? The creep?
No. You can't. No,
that's what's the kid. That's change. But
I'm about to say because when you say change, it means you can't switch characters. Once you pick a character, that's your character through the whole story.
Now I'm a little. I wish they showed like how it's different. Like, what's the difference between playing?
Well, that was the thing. Like the guy you play as him in the first game, so they didn't want to like re-show. I mean, yeah, they said he probably has some new powers or like upgraded powers, but like they really want to emphasize this new character and her powers, her unique gameplay, which looks really unique. Like just the way it is. Like, oh, you can become a shadow thing and rip people apart. You can mind link people. So whatever you do, one guy happens to the other guy, and then. I think it's probably for both players, but like that whole time travel mechanic just blew my mind. I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Did you see? That was like, holy shit!
That whole time travel thing. I was like, "That's insane!" It's like the ending of a series of Forge Events movie.
Yeah,
it's
very Bioshocky. That all that stuff, Bioshocky, but very Bioshock kind of inspired.
Bioshock-esque.
Yeah, Bioshock-esque, all that. I love that because Bioshock's a very influential game, and I'm glad to see that influence seep in here.
Mm-hmm.
from the art style down to the way everything else works. So this is kind of my spiritual BioShock game, but somewhat.
Still have that. Well, I don't know if that would be. I don't know when and where that'd be announced. We still haven't heard about that BioShock remaster collection.
No, still no. I mean, well, again, that's from 2K, but
speaking of stuff we didn't hear about.
No, wait. I wanted to talk about one more thing about Dishonored 2. That Shadow Walk thing was really crazy.
Yes.
The way she was like Shadow Walk, like you see that, like the way you, like that was so weird. That was something I was like, oh, movie.
Crazy.
Like I'm gonna Shadow Walk over you.
But speaking of stuff too that didn't get announced, because it's weird, because there's a lot of rumors about what's going to be announced at this event.
Yeah, there was.
One rumor thing that did not happen was Evil Within 2 was not announced.
No, Evil Within.
A little disappointing because I love Evil Within.
Just not ready, probably.
Yeah, it's probably not ready. It's probably in development. It's probably not ready. Which, like I said, I've talked about it before. I love Evil Within. I would be very excited for a sequel.
A lot of people cosplay for the Bethesda the Evil Within. It seemed like people were excited, and then they were like, "Oh no, Evil Within!"
No, Evil Within. Another one which there has been updated on since then. That's probably what you were talking about. There was no announcement of a Wolfenstein sequel.
Yes,
but people
got
that text. Yeah, that opening text when they opened the thing with like the coding. It had like games listed, and like one of the things listed was the New Order. Underneath it was the Old Blood, and there was a third one underneath it called New Colossus. And the release date was blocked out. So, what this is, we're not sure. Is it a game? Is it a DLC? Is it another standalone mini thing, kind of like what New Blood was? To be seen.
Oh no, it's got to be the next main entry. I mean, calling a New Order 2 would be kind of lame. I would suggest that this is probably it. I'm so excited. I mean, yes, it's a little disappointing that we didn't get an official announcement and everything, but it's just probably not ready. So I'll give it some time.
It's been teased. It's there.
Yeah, it's been teased at least, and I'm very happy about that. I mean, we know that Machine Games probably working on, has been working on a Wolfenstein sequel, but man, I am just ecstatic about a Wolfenstein sequel. You know I love the New Order and Old Blood. Fantastic games. If somehow you guys haven't played that, there were several sales of New Order and Old Blood together for like less than like $10. So good. I mean, Machine Games, give me like a 18-hour campaign. You guys can do it. Because if you combine like Old Blood and like New Order together, that is like a 18-hour campaign.
Yeah.
So give me an 18-hour campaign for Colossus. Just give me a big campaign. That's all I want. You probably have Game of the Year of 2017 right there if it were to come out in 2017. So
we'll see, because we'll probably get another update on all this at QuakeCon. Because QuakeCon's basically like Bethesda's second thing of the year, where they can just sit there and like, announce games and whatnot.
See lengthier gameplay demos.
Mm-hmm. Because that's where they showed off Doom for the first time, right? It was at QuakeCon, the big behind-the-door demo.
Oh, I don't know if it was at the EA conference thing where they showed Doom.
No, I think it was
single player.
I think it was at QuakeCon when they showed the first ever like live public demo of Doom.
Yeah,
the new one.
I gotta get around to Doom now because I mean,
Doom
like,
is so good, dude. I love Doom.
Because if anything that motivated me about like getting me like motivated to actually play something was like Bethesda's like infectious like talking about Doom. Like
Doom
they really made it a thing. Like Doom.
Yeah, you can get the demo this week.
Yes, the demo, so I can give it a little try. Maybe see if I
play the opening level. Yeah, I love Doom. I played it.
Yeah, the beginning when you're all naked.
I'm gonna go for a platinum run in that soon. But yeah, I love Doom. It's worth that hype you're hearing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, it's this kind of hype reminiscent of Wolfenstein. If it's anything like that, then I'm excited.
Well, it's more fast paced. Like it's more run and gun than Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein, you're kind of running and gun.
Yeah, but you can still cover and stuff in that.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. You can cover. Yeah, there's a cover system where you
and there's some stealth mechanics, or at least in New Blood there was.
Yeah, New Blood. There's more stealth than the main game.
But no, Doom's all about running and gunning and killing everything in sight. So much fun. But speaking of Doom, they did talk about Doom and all the critical acclaim, and some DLC is coming, Snap App, map packs, all that. I know it's too soon for this, but I would love if we get some type of like story expansion or like a standalone thing, kind of like New Blood, later down the road, because I would love to see more single player content because I'm not getting into the multiplayer. I haven't tried it though. My brother tried the multiplayer. He loves the Doom multiplayer. I know he's getting mixed reviews, but he actually loves the Doom multiplayer.
He loves the Doom multiplayer.
So that's one opinion. I have not tried it. And the rest of the trophies I need aren't even multiplayer related. So I don't know if I'm going to really mess with it. And then that's what all the DLC they've announced so far is multiplayer related because of Snap Map and the map packs. So we'll see. But one thing though, this was actually the thing that got me. Now I don't want to get over hopeful of this, wishful thinking and all that good stuff. But this moment actually was what got me the most excited of the whole night. Okay.
Really? Okay.
This got me the most excited. Let me explain. Like I said, I might be getting too hopeful on this, but let me explain.
All right.
So
let's hear.
Bethesda announced that they are doing their own VR stuff.
Yes.
Bethesda VR.
This is a big thing, actually.
This is a big thing. It is. This thing that got me the most excited all night. Was Bethesda VR. So when they announced Bethesda VR, I was like, no, they can't be that stupid to like do their own VR, and they're not. They're not doing their own VR. What they're doing is they said they're working with their games to make them VR compatible. So like they said, like they didn't say for sure if like they're going to really patch Doom like to be completely VR compatible, but they did say there is a demo of Doom running in VR right now that's going to be playable at E3. Yeah. And they said Fallout 4 is getting VR, and they've only confirmed that it's going to be for sure on the HTC Vive.
Yes, the HTC.
In 2017, Fallout 4 will be HTC Vive compatible, which is crazy because Vive's the really crazy VR where it like you have to walk around your room,
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Here's the exciting part. So they didn't straight up say it, but they did say coming to VR platforms, implying PlayStation VR.
Or Oculus.
So yeah, I know, but I mean, I just feel like if you're doing this for Oculus and the Vive, like, why not PlayStation VR? It shouldn't be that much different to develop for, right?
Yeah, just hopefully if Sony, hopefully,
because that's
nudges them a little bit, like, hey, do you want to?
No, because that was the thing though. Like, they probably didn't say PlayStation VR because here's the thing: Sony.
They're very with Xbox.
But that's something that Sony would want to announce themselves. Like
they
wouldn't want Bethesda to announce that on stage, like, oh, Fallout 4 is coming to PlayStation VR. Like, no, Sony would want to announce that, saying, this is the PlayStation VR, it's coming out of this year, and guess what? You can play freaking Fallout 4 on this thing.
Oh!
Like, that would be huge if Sony comes out tomorrow with their thing.
Maybe. It's a little wishful, but...
I know, like I said, I know it's wishful thinking, but, like, just the potential of that, for Sony to come out on stage and just say, hey... here's the PlayStation VR, and there is AAA support for this. Because guess what? Fallout 4 is being developed to work with VR. The PlayStation VR. Doom is under development to be compatible with VR. Like, that would be huge. And that's got me really excited that, like these two big AAA games, Doom and Fallout, working on VR is just really exciting. And that's what we want from VR. We want to see this AAA development support. And if Bethesda can get behind and put Doom on VR and Fallout on VR, then other developers would get on it too, because they'll say, well, if those guys can do it, we should be doing it, because that's Bethesda,
That's Bethesda.
Doing, this huge open world game like Fallout and this big sleek shooter with Doom on VR, and just like, if those two games are VR compatible, then that's going to be huge. Well, if they're both PlayStation VR compatible, that's going to be two huge sellers right there for the device, So
they're saying how cool it would be to have your Pip-Boy.
Yeah, you raise your arm or something, get the Pip-Boy, or you press the button in your controller. Yeah, and like I said, they only confirm HTC Vive, but they did say at some point VR for other platforms, which makes me hopeful that means PlayStation also. And like I said, it's just one of those things where I think if it is a potential for this to come to PlayStation VR, I think Sony would be the one to want to announce that. So we'll see tomorrow at their event if they mention it or something about, because I mean, it might not be a direct thing. They'll probably go like, oh, here's the PlayStation VR, and we have all these developers working on content, and then there's like a whole, picture of like all those game company logos, and one of them is Bethesda,
Yeah.
And then once you see that Bethesda logo, you're like, oh shit, that means Doom and Fallout might be coming to PlayStation VR.
Yeah, and Sony has plenty of time to talk about games due to the fact there's no new hardware.
Yeah. Really weird, but
But
we'll talk about it tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow, yeah. But yeah, that's actually a good thing to point out. Thank goodness we talked about that because nothing else in the Bethesda conference was of really relevance to us. I mean, I don't play the Elder Scrolls card game. That I mean, my card games. And what else? Elder Scrolls Online. Sorry, I couldn't be as ecstatic with how that girl was. I mean, that was very cool that she was ecstatic about Elder Scrolls Online. As much as I joke about Elder Scrolls Online, but I mean, it's doing well. Elder Scrolls Online. It's gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's that's the thing about this conference. It was a really good conference. It's just they didn't necessarily focus on stuff targeted necessarily to what we like, because like I said, now Quake's only on for that. Yeah, because right now Quake's only on PC. The card games on iPad. Online Elder Scrolls Online we don't play. The Doom stuff was cool, but I'm not into the multiplayer, like buying those map packs. I was excited for the Fallout DLC. I'm excited to see more of that. I'm excited.
Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, it got me excited too. I mean, it got me thinking about actually getting back into Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for Prey. Prey looks really cool. I didn't play Dishonored 1, but Dishonored 2 looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks good though.
And if I can exploit that pre-order thing, I will. Once more details come out, probably tomorrow.
Maybe you just pre-order the collector's edition and just cancel your pre-order of the collector's edition if it's only the collector's edition.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel they said digital. They said digital and physical. Digital pre-orders, right? Because you can't digitally pre-order the collector's edition.
I want to get that mask.
Get that mask, man. I don't know. They just said pre-orders.
They're saying, man, it goes fast.
Yeah, they said just pre-orders. So I don't know if they specifically meant the collector's edition pre-order or they meant like pre-orders in general get you the first game. So I don't know.
I like how they were saying about the collector's edition availability. What were they all like? It's a Bethesda game that goes fast.
Or no, they said if it's anything like the Fallout one, it'll go fast.
Oh, I thought oh my bad. I'm twisting the story. Okay.
Twisting the facts, man.
I'm twisting. I don't want to twist the facts. I'm not like that Powers lady or whoever.
Oh god. Yeah.
Who really wants that inside scoop?
Yeah, causing trouble.
We'll talk Powers later.
Powers, power out.
But everything was good. A little rocky, but with EA, but everything's good.
Good so far. Good so far. Like I said, the VR thing got me excited for the potential. Oh, yeah. Like I said, we're probably going to get, like I said, even if they don't directly say Doom and Fallout 4 tomorrow, if they even get just some confirmation that Bethesda is working on PlayStation VR content, then that's a good sign. So we'll see about all that tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow we're probably going to do Ubisoft and Sony's together tomorrow. And that'll probably be our official episode 64. This is like episode 3.75, I guess.
Jeez.
Yeah, because we already did.
That.
Yeah, because we already did 3.5 last week with the Uncharted special, which you haven't checked out. Go check it out. We had 4 people on that week. Big thing. Well, go check it out if you play Uncharted 4, obviously. I don't want you to go get it spoiled. You never played Uncharted 4. Like, I never played Uncharted 4, but he told me to watch it. What?
Because I'll promote that episode on Twitter soon. Probably promote it sometime in the week. Because it's pretty good to know. It's pretty good, yeah. When you tweet it out, you get to see how many people click through the link.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go tweet that at Naughty Dog, hashtag Uncharted 4, at Uncharted 4, whatever, something like that. Do all that. So yeah, go check out that episode. Obviously, if you finish Uncharted 4, go check that out. Don't want to get you spoiled. It's a long episode. It's almost 2 hours. It's like right under 2 hours, but we have 4 people on.
But it's really talking about Uncharted 4. It's
really in depth. Good episode. So yeah, there's that. That's like I said, that was like episode 30. That was episode 63.5. So this is like 63.75. So now we're getting into like Kingdom Hearts territory, numbering our stuff.
So you do the fractions and do it over.
Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, over. This is episode 3, 63.75 over 2 days, which is over 2 days because we're doing another episode tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, actually, that isn't a wrong way to say it.
Oof.
So yeah, but yeah, I guess that'll be it for this episode. You're gonna wrap up our EA and Bethesda coverage. Like I said, tomorrow's Ubisoft and Sony. Yeah, but with that, this has been the PSBS episode 63.75. Our EA and Bethesda Overlook. I'm your host, Cody. PS and by Westman Coast. Here is
Andrew Douglas. Everyone have a good E3.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Yes. Have a
Or,
good
well,
E3.
have a good day. Or
Good day, night, whenever you listen to this.
Evening.
Yes. And hopefully we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow or today, because these episodes might go up at the same time. Like, this episode will probably be available in the morning. I might be able to get the Sony one up tomorrow night. So maybe we'll have 2 episodes in one day or something like that. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully you check them all out. So, yep. And there we go. And click.